choices with pillows or
How many? One, two?
two, please, per person. If you don't mind. Okay, yes, two per person, please. It's okay. That's what your wife says all the time.
Yeah, she does.
Gracias. Is that plenty? Give some more. You can use 3. That's okay. No hay problema. No, si quieres 3, no hay problema conmigo. Do you have 2? No, merci. Merci. De rien. Oh, we have new people. We have Manta, we have Kamalia. I know. We haven't met them, I don't think. Great. So we are going to use 2 little blocks, maybe for the class today. And might be very, very gentle today, possibly. See what happens. Right. So you may choose the blocks under your knees. If your knees sometimes get tight and we don't have our hips very comfortable, that helps. And then the blocks, you can place them in all kinds of ways, very tall, on their side, flat, whichever, close to your hips for higher support. You can lean them or turn them on its side so they don't hurt, the edges don't hurt your legs. Or you can also, for some of us, actually you can sit on the blocks at first to find that your hips are wide and that you easily sit on the ground. So all those are options and choices for your practice. So to begin with, I'm going to use them under my hips. It doesn't mean that you all have to use them. You just place them exactly where you need them, right? So again, as in anything in yoga, it's not really about anybody else, not even the instructor, not even how he looks or what he's doing or whatever, is what you think is best for your body. So it's about that introspection. It's about your own personal practice, is your own personal needs and benefits of the positioning that we are achieving at that moment. And that is the most valuable thing. And so yoga is really that we happen to do it together. It's an added benefit, but it's an individual practice, right? We do it for ourselves. And every time that we do yoga on our practice, we get something out of it. That's why you come back, and that's why we see you again, reappear every now and then back to your yoga center, because there's something there. So my invitation to all of us is to maybe think about that benefit. What is the benefit of our yoga practice? What happened that one time that you felt truly connected and really engaged? And what is that exercise, or maybe not, it was not just the movement or the series of movement, but is the feeling that we got out of that practice. And so if we concentrate on that, there's going to be all kinds of other interferences, right? There is going to be ideas and other priorities that come into our lives, and there's things that come external to us. We want to make it a low barrier in our yoga center, and we've done it for over 40 years to try to make this as available since I was 5 years old. I know since for a long time trying to make this a low barrier, easy access yoga practice, right? That is not very convoluted. It's just simply, you need to just simply show up. We just show up and let all the other things just drift away. I don't have to think, I don't have to carry anything with me. The invitation is that our yoga practice becomes that place of connection where we are focusing inwardly, we're focusing on the heart. And it's truly a moving meditation. Although sometimes, especially at the beginning, I don't move very much, but it's about moving. And that means many times to just maybe turn our senses inwardly, that we're not looking outside, that we're not listening to the external things, that we're not thinking outside your yoga practice or your body, but we're actually turning those in. So what does it feel like when we turn the hearing inwardly? So what does that mean when we listen inside? And so what are we listening to? What are we capturing when we listen there? What is our body telling us? What are the other things, the energy in our body making us aware of? So in the same way, what are we looking? Instead of looking outside and trying to compare, looking at our needs or maybe the pedicure that we need to do or the manicure that somebody needs to do, and start to become critical about the length of our cuticles or whatever it is, can we focus internally? So what do we do when we look inside our physical body? So what is catching our attention? What are we looking into? Can we think internally about maybe posture? Maybe is the way that we are sitting is too tight and that doesn't work for our legs or hips or knees or whatever. And we want to find a place that is most comfortable, that allow us to not be distracted, but eventually come into that place of comfort, right? Eventually the whole physical part of yoga, the movement, is so the body doesn't become a distraction. So the body with disease or with ailment or whatever it is, isn't become a distraction. So our mind can always be occupied in this one important thing, which is like that essence of meditation, that our mind is not pulled away by all these external things, that we're able to focus all the energy inwardly. So are we training our body and our mind and our senses to look inwardly and to start feeling, instead of feeling with your fingers and external skin and external senses of the skin, temperature, etc., can we look and feel internally? What does it feel to be sitting on your yoga practice right now, where we're able to then connect to the breath? And so how does it feel to breathe? And what is your breathing like right now? How does that connect to your heart rate? And what is your heart rate doing? Can I allow my body to slowly exhale, breathe out through my nostrils? So my mouth is softly closed and I breathe out and I feel that my body exhales and softens, and my neck and my shoulders and my head relaxes. And so what is it? What am I carrying in the upper body? Can I allow my body to inhale and open and to feel that from my tailbone, my shoulders, the head open, and the heart opens, and the elbows and shoulders whitening. And then maybe the exhalation invites the body to slowly roll and exhale. And maybe you breathe out so your head releases weight. And there's so many things that we carry on our shoulders, right? That does determine the weight of the world. And then slowly inhale and expand. And you expand from the belly and feel that your chest and shoulders widen, so you're opening the heart. And let the body exhale when it's ready to exhale. So as you notice, after the exhalation, there's a little bit of a pause. And we pause to listen to the inhalation. And what is the intention of the breath in? And what is the intention of holding for a moment as we pause again, the breath in to then exhale and release? And so can I find layers of the body moving, shoulders, neck, back? Can I pause and inhale gently to expand the body, the crown of the head? Maybe the arms and elbows are slowly able to move, and you can feel the hands moving towards the sides of the hips, towards the sides of the legs, the glutes, to the yoga mat. And maybe the arms slowly bend through the elbows, so the fingers touch gently the shoulders. And we make a big muscle, your bicep engages, and the exhalation empties and extends slowly. As you compress your biceps, the tricep or the back of the muscles of the arm are extending. And one more time, we breathe in to open, to move the clavicles a little bit wider, as if my fingers are doing anything but just create awareness that the shoulders open wider, and the exhalation slowly moves them forward. And feel that your elbows and arms move in front of your chest, in front of your belly, in front of your torso, as if they were to touch. And then the inhalation opens one more time. Again, not rushing, but slowly. And engage your biceps. And then squeeze as if you're really squeezing your pectoral muscles. Make them strong, make them connect, make them engage as if you're just pressing against your breastbone area. And one more time, inhale. So engage your shoulder blades, your shoulder blade muscles, the back muscles, your lat muscles, your trapezoid muscles contract to support the back connection and contraction, and your chest. That's the opposite. And then the exhalation releases, and you still flex your biceps, contract your pecs. So your upper back, your back muscles release slowly. And then inhale, contracting your back muscles. So your chest widens and you breathe in and you hug against the spine. Your neck is not lifted up. Allow the exhalation to slowly squeeze your chest muscles, and you feel that your elbows and forearms come towards each other as if you're just really compressing against the abdomen. And last time, open the arms, open the shoulders, open the chest area. And let your body exhale, release kindly with your body. Softens the hands, the elbows, the shoulders very gently, allowing your legs to extend one at a time forward along your mat. I'm going to remove the blocks from underneath me so I can sit onto the floor, and I can allow one block in between my feet, in between my ankles, and the opposite block in between my hands. And I choose to place them in the thinnest way possible. It doesn't mean that is the only way. You can place, as wide as you need to, as in the length or width of the block itself, or in the thinnest part of this block itself. So find your own extension. And then when your body is ready, let the exhalation slowly press the hands as if your hands are pressing against the block and against the base of the chest, right where your sternum ends and your abdomen opens, and allow your hands to press against the block, and then feel the body inhaling, and press your arms, engage your upper back as if you're just really pressing deeper, squeezing the fingers as well as the heels. So if you're open the elbows too far forward, you're overextending or using your wrist. So make sure that your forearms are perpendicular towards the block, and your body exhales, squeezing your belly, dipping slowly the breastbone area towards your abdomen. And one more time, raise, expand the chest and shoulders as your hands press. And the exhalation, maintain the isotonic pressure of the hands against the block as your belly button area retracts. And one more time, breathe as if you're just lengthening the crown of the head, breathing. Exhale again, flexing through your tummy. Last 2 breaths. Can you engage your body to feel? What is it that your body engages in? What does energy or strength mean to you in your physical body? What is your arm strength? What does it look like as you're inhaling and holding? And maybe the body exhales and release, and you're holding still the block in between your feet. You're not letting that block off your ankles. And let your body one more time raise, this time arms forward in front of your body and towards the sky. And you can change the position of your block as wide, as tall as you need to. Maybe shoulder distance would be great. Otherwise, maintain your hands slowly against the block. And so what does it feel to hold that into this position? And maybe your body's ready to drag your heels in without letting the block off the feet, off the ankles. And what happens to your knees? Are your knees widening? Are you opening or dropping slowly the block? Can you find the extension? Can you feel your inner thighs connecting to your groin area? So those inner thighs are connecting to the root of your abdominal muscles, as you already have visualized your 12 pack, right? Those 12 pack muscles are gently in bundles all the way towards the connection to your pubic bone. Can you feel them connecting all the way towards the base of that pubic bone and all towards the sternum and towards the breastbone area, and your inner thighs connect? One more time, breathing in. Can you find your body exhaling? Last long deep breath in. And when your body exhales, allow your feet to stay in position and your knees to open wide while you squeeze through the heels, through the soles of your feet into the block, and your arms slowly dropping. And you can feel your knees widen and you feel your body exhaling. And let the block slowly come gently forward, pressing onto the block with the heels, with the arches, with the feet, and your body slowly reaches forward through your block. Your block comes to the ground, in between your legs, before the block, after the toes. It doesn't matter. And your body exhales, and you can feel your body opening. Inhaling, so your jaw is not lifted. You're not pushing up through your chin. Your chin is drawn in towards your throat, so the neck and the spine lengthen, and your shoulder blades are broad. One more time. Open your back muscles. So what does it feel like when you expand your back and you're pressing through your heels, and your inner thighs and glutes are still connected to that pressure against the block between your feet? Are you balancing it? Are you feeling it on one side more than the other? Can you find your last long exhalation, that you're emptying through your gut? and then slowly slide or walk or roll your block in, or simply carry it gently into your body. One more time, pressing hands, allow your knees to retract towards each other. This time you're going to allow the block to stay on your feet and your arms to raise towards the sky, and you're going to allow your body to hold onto the block, whichever width you prefer, and then maybe your heels come off the ground and maybe your legs come a little bit higher. Maybe you can extend your knees and you hold it and you press your hands against the block and you hold onto the block, your feet hold against the block, or your knees are bent or your feet are on the ground. Completely up to you. Find your core, breath in. So what does it feel like to find your abdominal muscles? Feel that you're connecting from the breastbone area towards your pubic bone, and let those muscles engage, not your back. Last time, breath in, flex your knees, press slowly your feet against the block, and move the block slowly forward in front of your toes, inside your inner thighs, all the way towards the front of your body, with the height as tall as you need to on that block, and let your torso lean forward so your back opens, your neck opens, your abdomen flexes. One more time, breathe. As your body exhales, feel that your belly button area again moves towards your lower back. Last long deep breath in. When the body exhales, kindly allow your body to, one last time, bring it in, roll your knees off the ground, exhale by holding hands and feet against the block, and then slowly raising arms and maybe raising a little bit the heels or extending your legs. Find your own intensity. Observe your belly. Raise your torso, your rib cage comes really tall, so your waist becomes engaged. Last long deep breath in. When your body exhales, bend the knees and let your body slowly roll very gently forward. Knees open wide, so also your feet against the block. Your block comes all the way forward. Exhale, kindly roll slowly your head forward so the crown extends your torso. It doesn't matter how far or flat your back needs to be, just simply let it be. When your body's ready, allow your block to slowly walk a little bit towards your right side. So your block walks just a few degrees or all the way outside your right knee, completely up to you. And let your body stay even through your shoulders. So your shoulders are not tilted or twisted. Your shoulders stay balanced and your heels press, your jaw draws in, the crown of the head extends. Press your feet. One more time. Inhale. And so what does it feel like on one hip more than the other, on one knee, on the thighs, on the rib cage, the back muscles? Exhale. Can you feel your muscles of the obliques? That means the muscles that wrap your waist, those muscles that come from the lower back and just like fingers extend through your belly on the left side and hold and insert right into the center of your abdomen cavity when your body exhales. Feel your body inhaling. Broaden for the last time your shoulders. Exhale all the way through, and then slowly bring your torso first, and then slide or walk or carry your block back to center and out towards the left side of your body. So settle it as tall or as flat as your body needs to, and feel that your feet stay connected, that you're pressing through your heels, not the toes, into the block, that your head drops, your chin is drawn in, and the spine lengthens, and your arms extend forward. And you breathe, and then find again, what is the point, even physiologically, right? In the functionality of your body, what does it feel like for your body to stretch? And so what is the purpose and what is the gain for the body just elongating those muscles? So there's many ways and reasons for that muscle, right? The muscle needs to be targeted to have that perfect length. That is called muscle tone. The muscle tone is defined as the ability for the muscle fiber to contract and extend, that is in such a length that is contracted enough that can easily retract and make a bulk or a contraction or activity muscle, and extend and lengthen to expand as much as deeply as possible to allow your body to then breathe through that area. So observe that your body is allowing the same tenacity for all the muscles that are contributing to this movement. When your body is ready to exhale and you can feel your arms and your shoulders balanced into this pose, then slowly let your body run your spine as you inhale and bring the block back to center, breathing in, exhale all the way through. Very nice. Allow your blocks to slowly be carried gently off your feet, your knees to slowly be retracted to be along your yoga mat, and you can allow your body to slowly place the blocks right under your hamstrings or under your knees. If I place them perpendicular to my knees, sometimes it hurts. The edge of the block hurts. So I usually tend to tilt them so they are aligned with the hamstrings. So the blocks are just resting, my hamstrings are easily resting on the blocks. And my hands slowly come behind, and I place my fingers behind me, my hands behind me, my shoulders open, and I allow my body to find a comfortable position. So I'm not on the shoulders. My shoulders are not hanging up. I'm pressing down. I can feel my chest opening and allow my chest to slowly be connected. And I can feel now my hamstrings really supporting on the block, my legs to be as wide or as close to each other as needed by my body, and not resting on the elbows, not resting on the wrists, and of course, not resting on the shoulders. And feel that my chest slowly moves forward and far up towards the sky, and my shoulder blades move towards each other while my chin lengthens up towards the ceiling and my head slowly drops behind my shoulders. And I feel my tummy tucking in, and I raise my rib cage and feel the arch, the natural arch of my spine. And how can I sustain that? Sometimes we reach a position and the body cannot sustain that. The muscles become really weakened and start shaking a little bit. That's our physiological boundary, right? How much your body can sustain strength. So the idea is to maintain and support and feel the body lengthening rather than crunching the spine. One more time. Can you open your breastbone area? Can you feel by the contraction of the shoulder blades that your pectoral muscles and chest area expand and broaden, and breathe? Last long inhalation. Can you feel your body extending your chin and your eyes over your eyebrows as your body exhales? Really hug your spine and come back slowly back to center, and adjust your hands, your wrists, the elbows, the shoulders, and let your body then gently settle strength into your hamstrings and raise your knees, and your knees come off the ground, and you can point the toes. You can only flex the toes, or you can flex the entire foot and feel your thighs contracted, and then slowly walk your hands in such a way that your torso is as perpendicular towards the ground as your body allows it. Can you find your torso coming forward? Can you sit taller into this position? Can you find your jaw not lifted, but staying parallel towards the ground, and the crown of the head above the hips? And my arms are doing all the work, or can I allow my abdomen and thighs and hips and midsection be supported? One more time. Pointing, flexing, adjust your body, breathe in. When your body's ready, allow the exhalation to slowly drop the heels towards the ground, let them rest. Feel what muscles engage to support the knee in position. When your body exhales one last time, breathe out and then contract one more time. Toes and legs and shins raise off the ground, pointing or flexing. One more time, breathing in. Raise gently your torso and spine, sit comfortably into position. Maybe your hands come gently towards the thighs, towards your knees, towards your shins, towards your toes. Maybe your hands come towards the sky. You can feel your body sitting, and you breathe in. Again, it's not mandatory, is what is most appropriate and beneficial to your body. Find your last 2 breaths. Jaw draws in, neck is long. Last inhalation. Breathe into this pose, contract. And let your body exhale. Slowly heels and arms slowly soften, this time raising the chest forward and up towards the sky, and your chin looks towards the ceiling, and your eyes roll over the eyebrows towards the back of your body, and you hug your spine, hug your shoulders, abdomen tugs in, open your chest, raise your chin so your throat is really extending, and your tongue may touch the roof of your mouth. And see if that helps, extending the vocal box and all the endocrine glands right behind your vocal box. And can you find your shoulder base? Be grateful that we have our physical body that functions this well, that we have a mind that can have the clarity to observe and feel. And when your body exhales all the way through slowly, we're going to come back, inhaling back to center as you breathe in. Allow your hands and arms to move slowly forward. When your body's ready, hands next to your legs in wherever position, and then raise your shins, extend your feet, and raise your arms. Breath in and hold it. Jaw draws in. Find now the extension of your spine. So what happens when you have this moving on a contraction and extension, right? This dual movement of your body. Let your last 2 breaths. Observe your tummy, observe your thighs and your quadriceps really hugging, that your toes and feet and kneecaps are aligned and not twisted. Inhale, and then exhale slowly. Bring your arms slowly behind, press the heels into the ground, slowly soften, elbows and shoulders legs point behind you. Maybe your body's ready to press the legs into the blocks and raise your hips. Your hips may come off the ground and your shoulders are rolling back. You're not leaning on the shoulders, but your shoulders are moving behind you. The elbows soften, so you're engaging your triceps. Your feet may come off the ground, extending through your toes, extending through the ball of your toes, extending through the heel of your feet, and your chin may look, again, as another option away from your throat area. Your tongue moves towards the roof of your mouth and your eyes roll over your eyebrows. And you can feel how your rib cage starts separating from around away from the waist, and your hips move away from the ribs. So your midsection, your abdomen, your abdominal girdle supports, and you find your last two breaths. Abdomen sinks, squeeze the midsection of your body one last time. Breathe, breathe, breathe in. And when your body's ready, soften the knees, press the heels, soften the hips into the ground if they were lifted. And then one more time, raise your arms towards the sides of your legs, thighs, adjust as many times as you need to, and then raise your toes and feet and engage your body, tall and lengthened. Engage your toes. Look at your feet, that they're exactly in the same direction of your shins, of your kneecaps, that your body exhales. Jaw, neck, shoulders, underarms. Are your fingers active? Can you really hold your muscles? When your last long session, support the body to engage the abdomen and then exhale and release. Arms and shoulders, very, very gently. Find your body this time coming over your thighs, as if your hands are coming gently towards the back of your legs, towards the back of your hamstrings or calves or ankles or feet or toes, and your body rounds. And you can feel your body with the elbows bent, that you point them towards the yoga mat, that your shoulders drop away from the ears, that your abdomen and chest sink, and your head moves towards the space between your knees. And so what does that provoke in your back? What does that provoke in the neck muscles? Are you forcing? Are you muscling? Are we staying aligned? And observe gently the movement. It's simple, it's gentle, is connecting what we're thinking and we're doing right now. Can you, if your mind drifts away, can we focus into your breathing? So what does it feel like to adjust and to move, to find your feet, to find your knees, to find your inner thighs, to press against parts of the body that might be pressing right now? Maybe it's your abdomen, maybe it's your chest, maybe it's the neck that extends, maybe it's your jaw into your throat. When the body is ready to exhale, feel your body exhaling, and then walk your hands slowly back into your knees, into your thighs, into the sides of the hips, into the ground. Exhale very, very gently. Now we're going to allow the knees to flex even deeper, so your feet are on the ground and your body is going to place one hip over one block and the opposite hip opposite to the opposite block. So now you're sitting on the blocks and your legs are slowly extending forward in front of your body, and your arms are slowly moving wider and back. So find that your legs and heels and toes remain aligned, that your hands and elbows keep moving, and your abdomen stays flat and long, and maybe the elbows are able to slowly soften one at a time, with the hands coming wider than the elbows. So that causes the shoulders to open and your shoulder blades to come towards each other. And maybe you can place your body flat into those blocks. And maybe your head remains easy behind your shoulders and your feet slowly extend just hip height or block height off the ground. And you point the toes, you flex the toes, you press the heels. And your body, again, because your elbows and your forearms are giving you traction, your torso flattens and you extend and you reach, and the head drops farther away from your toes. And find the length of your body without tensing your neck. One more time, breathing in. Trust that your shoulder blades are hugging your cervical spine, that your head slowly dangles, releasing your jaw away from your body because your elbows are wide enough and your hands are wider than your elbows. As your body exhales, slowly come very gently, dropping your feet slowly to the ground first. Then one elbow comes up, then the opposite elbow slowly comes up. Flex your knees, let your feet about hip distance or wider, and let your hands come slowly in between your knees, in between your legs, so your body slowly leans forward. And your hands are going to slowly first touch maybe towards your legs, towards your shins, towards your toes, maybe towards the yoga mat. Maybe your fingers are able to slowly reach towards the sides of your head, towards the back of your neck, and you curl gently forward. So can you feel that your legs are not just flattening outwardly, but you're pressing through your inner thighs and knees towards the sides of your torso. So if you're just hugging the outside of your torso, elbows, and shoulders with your inner thighs, and your jaw draws in and your fingers come behind your head, not to pull, not to press, but to lengthen the spine. Can you compress through your tummy so the abdomen moves, the entire abdominal organs and all the space in your abdomen is really activated, and feel the organs, feel the digestive system, feel your reproductive glands, feel your entire endocrine system overall really balancing out, right? It has a lot of energy that is created there. And so what is it that we do with that energy? How do we balance that energy inside? How do we balance that gut feeling, that gut reaction? How do we balance our body to, again, not get angry or suffer through the liver or the biliary gland? And how do you really balance the sugar on your bloodstream by really activating your spleen and feeling that your blood is just supported and flowing, and you have enough oxygenation to your body through your spleen, and let your body exhale. Did I say spleen? I meant my pancreas before, right? For the sugar. Find your jaw drawn in. Find your spine and your vertebrae column to really lengthen. And your spine is emptying all tension and pressure. And what are the things that come up as you move deepest into this position? And let your body slowly, not because you're rushing, find your way up, pressing with your legs, supporting your body as you come up. Come into sitting pose one more time, allowing your legs to slowly stretch in front of your body while your fingers and hands come towards the sides of your hips, maybe behind the shoulders. Maybe that's as far as you're going to go, and that's perfectly okay. And that's as long as your abdomen is going to reach. We're going to repeat by maybe placing one elbow, the opposite elbow to the ground, with your hands wider than your elbow so that opens the chest and rolls the shoulder blades towards each other without pinching, without forcing. Elbows at least shoulder distance, and maybe your legs come off the ground, hip height or block height, and your head slowly moves away from your toes. And you can feel your body flatten through your belly as if you're just opening the ribs, as if you're just raising through your breastbone area so your shoulders separate and your clavicles come slowly wider, extending your chest. One more time. Breathe. Flatten the belly. Every time you exhale, feel that your rib cage separates away from the waist, that your midsection narrows when your last long exhalation. Breathe through your body. Inhaling. Bring attention to your body and let your soften your legs. Bring one elbow at a time, slow motion. We tend to move very quickly here, slowly pressing your hands, raising your torso, allow your legs to contract, open your feet very wide, drop your hands and elbows and shoulders in between your inner thighs and knees, and let your body come towards the ground, and see if your fingers touch the floor. And maybe this is as far as you're going to go. Maybe your hands are able to slowly come just to chest height or shoulder height, or maybe all the way towards the back of your neck, and see what happens. What are we squeezing? What are we moving? What are the memories that may come, or the feelings that may come? And allow your body to enough grace, right? Enough space. It's okay to feel exactly how we're feeling at this moment. It's really okay to experience the body, and let that, is this of the moment to be kept, or is it of the moment to recognize, honor it, and then let that feeling simply dissipate and release it with your breath out and surrender it forward when your body's ready. Allow your last long exhalation, that you feel your body really lengthening forward towards the ground, and let your hands undo first, touch the ground if they're not already there, and raise your torso and feel your body just coming all the way upright, and let your legs and feet come closer towards each other, and see if your body exhales into center position. Allow your body to settle onto the block. So your block is on the ground under your hips, your balance. If you need a third block, just let me know. Let your hands come behind your hamstrings, behind your knees, behind the entire calf, and your heels start lifting off the ground, and your thighs come closer towards your chest. Maybe the tip of the toes is touching the ground, and that's as far as we're going to go. Perfect. As long as we're not shrugging through the shoulders, as long as we're not pushing with the arms to tense the neck, create length through your torso. Breathe in. And this is as far as your body allows by all means. For some of us, it means that the feet may come slightly off the ground and you're a little bit off the ground. You're about 3 inches off the floor. So make sure that you're aware of your surroundings if you're doing it at home or behind you, the wall behind you. And maybe your legs extend a little bit gently in front of your body and you balance over your tailbone and you raise your chest and your shoulders drawn back and your breastbone area extends forward and you breathe in. Find your balance, not your bite, not your jaw, not your hands, not your arms, not tighten. Observe your body long and tall. Can you observe connection? So what happens when you are really connecting to this position? What happens when your spine and torso and your arms find balance and you finding your eyes that are connecting? And what are the thoughts that immediately come to this? When your body's ready, take a long, deep breath in. And then bend your knees and let your body slowly place your feet into the ground. Settle kindly. Allow your right hand. So your right hand moves towards the right side of your body, towards the back of your yoga mat, and let your body roll a little bit, lifting your hips and accommodating your right hip against the block while your right leg extends forward and your left leg slowly comes over your right leg and your body exhales. Your hips are on the block. Your right hand travels far behind, so your right elbow and shoulder press down, and you're opening the right side of your body and your feet. Again, sometimes we lose balance here, so your left hand can be touching the ground to hold you in balance. Maybe your left leg or your top leg may slowly come forward in front of your body, in front of the toes of the right foot, or behind that right foot, and feel what happens or what helps best for your body to stay balanced, or directly on top of the right leg as we did before. Maybe your left hand doesn't have to be on the ground and you have enough balance to, or you want to be challenged today, or maybe you don't have to or want to, and this is not the moment to challenge your body, but maybe the possibility of the left hand slowly coming towards the sky. You can feel your body reaching, or maybe over your head, away from your feet and legs, and observe your oblique muscles. Are you pushing into the right shoulder? Is the right shoulder really elongated and raised towards the ear? Or are you able to walk that right hand far enough that your shoulder doesn't have to be raised, but you can feel that the pressure of the right shoulder is released, and the back of the left hand towards the ceiling, while the palm of the left hand towards the ground, you have chosen that position. Squeeze your glutes, press your heels, flex your toes, breath in, observe the midsection. One more time, breathe into this pose, just to find perfect balance. What are the muscles that help you support your balance in this position when your head and your neck are perfectly balanced? You're looking towards the ground, towards the chest, towards the left underarm. Exhale slowly, and then come very gently in the opposite direction. Your left hand first, wherever it is, adjust it, touch it, make sure it supports the movement. Flex your left knee, flex your right knee, and then walk in your right hand until your hips adjust and you move your body into sitting pose. One more time, allow your legs and feet to slowly retract, your inner thighs to come tightest towards each other. Whatever is most comfortable doesn't mean touching, just simply tight so you can feel your inner thighs connecting towards the groin area, and your hands come behind your glutes, hamstrings, knees, shins, feet. Slowly raise the heels, tip of the toes to stay on the ground. Maybe your legs raised, maybe your legs stay a little bit flexed. Find your body balance into boat pose or Navasana position. Jaw draws in, crown head extends, feel your body engaged. 2 more times. Can you find your body just in that perfect balance? What is it most appropriate? Can you feel the core of your body really engaging? Last long deep breath in. Exhale, and then bend your knees and let your feet slowly touch the ground. Beautiful. Allow your body to sit up and then rotate towards the left side. Feel that your left hand moves behind in gentle, soft movement. Your hips rotate. Find that your body settles and rests the left hip easily and comfortably onto the block, while your right leg extends, your left leg extends. Find that your body adjusts, that your left hand is far enough so you're not raising the shoulder, your shoulder's drawn. And your right leg comes on top of the left one. Allow your body to slowly support it. The right hand stays on the floor to give you that extension. Adjust, make a perfect line with your body, with your hand slowly onto the ground to support balance. And that's maybe where we start. Maybe the right hand stays on the floor and your right foot adjusts in front of that left one, behind that left foot. Whatever makes sense for that midsection of your body, that you're not using the wrist, the elbow, or the shoulder on the left side. The head, as you know, changes positions towards the ground, towards the chest, towards the right shoulder. And maybe your right hand and your right foot are able to find a position. Maybe your right hand is on the hip, on the waist, maybe above the shoulder, maybe above the head, with the palm hand slowly looking towards the ground. And find your body, engage, and you squeeze and support. And so as you stay in this position, as you find your hips coming more perpendicular, more aligned, you allow those muscles to understand what is happening to your body. So what is the expectation? Do we expect to be perfect? And what does perfection mean in yoga? Or can you just investigate what is most beneficial to your body? And support. Is your head, your neck, are they pushing? Can you support your entire muscles, your waist area, your core muscles? What does strength and balance look like in this pose? Can you let your last 2 breaths to really engage glutes, heels, legs, feet, hands, and fingers? One more time, breathe in. And then release the right hand, the right elbow in front of the body, as if you just touch the floor, walking gently your left hand in, your right and left knee, rolling your body back into center. Exhale, sit gently into this pose. Allow your body to slowly find the most perfect position. This time, we're going to allow the right and left foot to slowly face soles of your feet towards each other. While the soles of your feet face each other, the knees drop away from each other. And your body exhales, and your hands hold on to your thighs, hold on to your knees, hold on to your shins, maybe touch the toes. Maybe for some of us, that means the fingers touch the ground. Maybe for some of us, the fingers walk in front of you, your mat, so your back is long, and the heels of your feet and the pinky side of your feet is the one touching against each other. Well, your jaw is not looking up, your head is not lifted, your jaw is drawn in, and you can feel that the crown of it is extending. While you press towards the heels towards each other, your inner thighs are going to be held, your hips are going to be held, and how close your heels are towards your body, that's also a factor. You can move them a little bit farther away, adjust, move. Micro adjustments are really important. So what does your hand feel like right now? How's your shoulder? Can you pay attention? Can you monitor constantly? Observe your breath. There's always something to pay attention to internally into the process of moving your body, inhaling kindly. When and if your body exhales, last long deep breath in, feel that your back lengthens as deeply as it's going to reach out. And what are the resistant muscles when your final deep breath in? Exhale and soften your head and arms and press towards the ground and raise your fingers into your shins, into your knees, into your thighs, and allow your knees to move and shift towards each other, and let your back be long and tall. Allow your legs to slowly open just about shoulder distance with your feet on the ground. We're going to slowly bring the hands in between your legs, in between your inner thighs, and place them into the floor. Allow the heels of your feet to be strong. Look slowly towards your blocks underneath your hips, and then lean forward in such a way so your feet are wide enough, your toes are wider than your heels, and you're going to slowly carry your hips off the ground, and you're going to turn the blocks in the highest position possible. So your blocks are going to be as tall as they can get. And your knees are bent, your fingers into the ground, and you're going to slowly descend in the opposite direction. One hand can behind if you need to support with that hand, and you're going to place your hips directly on those blocks and sit gently onto the blocks. One more time. Adjust your ankles, adjust your knees, adjust your inner thighs, soften your neck and shoulders. One more time, breathe. As your body exhales, lean forward and raise. Just your hips. Raise using your leg muscles. Extend and lengthen. Soften your head. One more time, breathe in. And then bend. Bend as you exhale. Place your hips as close to the blocks onto them as if possible, and raise them again. Feel the process of moving and lifting those hips up. And one more time, exhale and place your hips as if you're just really resisting and slowing down the movement. So your last time, you can feel the muscles that help raise those hips tall. And then exhale, drop kindly. Use, press against your glutes. Sit deeper into the block. Exhale, very nice. Let your body breathe in. Stay very gentle into this position when your feet are able to walk a little bit wider. So walk them through your toes a little bit wider so they're separated away from the block area. Let your hands maybe come inside. Maybe your arms slide in between the heel and the block on the right and left side. So your hands come wide outside your blocks. And you can feel that the arms slowly slide deeper. And adjust. Use your hands, use your feet, move your body, never get stuck. Allow your jaw to be drawn in and see what happens if your triceps or your forearms or your elbows slowly press against the legs, as the inside of your legs, as if your arms were to open your inner thighs wider and your head is drawn through your jaw towards the throat and you lengthen the spine. And see what happens by opening the inner thighs. Can you feel your hands opening wider and extending and reaching? And when your body is ready. Are you breathing? Is it too much? Is it too much for your body to even consider a position like this? Let your last long exhalation to empty all the way through, and then kindly bring your body, hands and fingers, walk back in. Allow your toes to walk in, your heels to walk in, your toes, then your heels, your hands and feet are slowly settled. And then allow your body to use your hands with your torso still rolled over your thighs. You're going to let your hands walk behind and you're going to let your body drop the hips by letting the blocks slide from under you, and you're going to sit into the blocks flat as they fall into the ground. Very good. Adjust them. It's not easy to allow that for the body to do that. When the body's ready, keep walking your hands behind you. If you don't have a microphone pack, it's much easier. So let your body slowly exhale. Feel your fingers and arms keep moving all the way behind, or your legs extend, your elbows slowly soften, your forearms touch the ground, and you're going to gently open the arms. Hands walk away, arms walk away until your shoulder blades touch the floor. And you can feel your hips now on the block and your legs bend, so your knees give enough movement for your hips to adjust. And your lower back sinks closer towards the ground while the block supports in the perfect space right under your hips. Can you separate your shoulders so your shoulders are not tense? Your neck is not trying to push against the floor. Your shoulders are light, your neck is light. You move your head from left to right. Can I bend my knees? Can I allow my knees to slowly flex? Can I allow my legs to slowly come towards the sky, perpendicular towards my hips? And allow my jaw and my spine to rest, my hands and fingers to soften, the elbows to relax. Inhale, inhale kindly, and let the weight, right? So you are now allowing weight of your body to just drift away from the pressure of your joints, of your feet, of your knees, of your hips, and maybe the body just filters and softens the weight from the venous return. So the veins on the body sometimes get inflamed, get overpulled with the pressure of blood. By allowing the legs to turn upside down, you let that blood to flow back into your abdomen, into your rib cage, into your chest, and your jaw draws in, the head lengthens. One more time. Breathe into this pose. As the body exhales, very gently, allow your left knee to bend gently towards your chest. So bend the left knee into your abdomen and chest area while your right leg inhales and drops slowly forward. Your right leg moves towards the space in front of your body, towards the top of your yoga mat, and see if your right leg slowly comes towards the ground. And maybe your right heel or your right foot touches the floor, or maybe not, just simply hangs in there. And maybe your left knee is contracted in such a way that you can feel that your knee is not wider than the ribs, but pulling into the ribs. So you can feel your back, the hips moving individually, that your hip flexors extend, that your shoulder blades and head are comfortable, that the blocks are only able to raise the hips enough to feel lengthening. When the body's ready, Allow the exhalation to empty your gut, your belly, your hips. Exhale, and then paying attention to your body. Nothing else is really important than just paying attention as the right leg inhales and lifts towards the sky. Move it gently towards the ceiling. Exhale, exhale. Maybe the left leg comes up, extending right next to your right one. And adjust, move. Are your hips moving? Are your hips able to stay in a perfect space where the blocks are supporting? Can I allow my right knee this time to exhale into my chest, and I breathe it out, and you flex it and contract it, and the heel comes towards the glute, towards the thigh, and I raise my left leg, and let your left leg slowly come gently forward in front of your body and gently drop towards the ground. It doesn't mean touching, it just means in the direction of. Can I maintain and sustain my right knee, not wider, but into the abdomen cavity so that it doesn't fall out to the side but maintains aligned. And the back and the abdomen, chest are released. No pressure into my shoulders, no pressure into my neck. Is my left leg able to extend and soften? Feel those hips just stretching through the hip flexors. And my body empties through your gut. And breath enters into my lungs. And I observe very, very kindly the exhalation. Last time, breathe in. When my body is ready, I am going to flex my left knee softly or extend my left leg all the way towards the sky, breathing in, and exhale, bringing both legs up towards the sky next to each other, resting my hips, using the blocks as a prop for my hips. So they're supported, the toes, the legs, the knees, the hips, shoulders, spine, abdomen, breathing in and breathing all the way out. When my body is ready, can I allow my legs to slowly open to the right and left side of your body? So slowly, like scissors, open the leg wide first. Right leg to the right, left leg to the left, as wide as needs to be. And extend your knees. You might run out of space or room, or you have enough room to stretch gently your legs all the way out and feel that your inner thighs are stretching in a passive movement, right? You're not forcing your legs, you're letting them softly fall out to the sides. And the legs tend to move forward away from the chest, bring them in, and then rotate the knee. So the knee looks towards the ground, so the toes look towards the side, and your hamstring or inner thigh are really rotating so the hamstring looks towards the ceiling. And my body exhales, and feel the jaw and the neck, the shoulders, the spine resting. One more time. Maybe the toes touch the ground. I don't know. Allow your belly and your back to really work together. Last 2 times. So what is the feeling of, again, all those muscles and joints that we activated, that we really used before? Can I allow my legs to slowly come in the next breath in towards each other, raising them, not rushing, not forcing, extend them towards the sky, breath in, feet together, toes pointed up, exhale very, very gently. Find your body inhaling. As the body exhales, slow motion, flexing the knees in, breathing in. Allow your legs to flex, the toes then descend gently towards the ground. And you can feel the change of blood flow. Sometimes it changes in temperature because there's the blood is warm and is coming back to a less blood filled members. So you're now warming up, maybe, so it feels warmth maybe around the legs and knees and hips. When your body's ready, let the exhalation empty all the way through. Last long deep breath. Maybe your arms slowly come outside your shoulders, maybe towards the back of the neck, maybe underneath the back of the head. So the elbows are wide and your arms are flexed, breathing in, and maybe your body's ready to exhale, bringing the heels in towards your glutes and the tip of the toes, and your legs slowly raise off the ground, and then point them up towards the sky. One more time, breathe in, exhale. Allow your legs to slowly hold for just one breath. The position, move your legs forward about a few degrees, a third of the way, half the way out there, a little bit less than that until your legs are inclined away from your torso. Hold them not through your neck, not through your shoulders. Who's doing the strength here? Can you find your strength through your gut? One more time, exhale, and then bring your legs up towards the ceiling. One more time, inhale, inhale. And then bend the knees as if your knees coming towards your chest. So find that your body flexes those legs and your thighs and knees come towards the chest and abdomen. Allow your legs to flex completely. Breathe in and exhale all the way through. One more time. Feel that your abdominal muscles are flexing, that your abdominal organs are benefiting, that your knees are not coming wider than the feet. The feet are about equidistant, that the position or from the position of the knees. When your body is exhaling, raise your legs, breathing up towards the sky, stretching. Move your legs forward a few degrees or almost all the way to halfway position, if that's even available to your body. Exhale, holding. Deep breath. Exhale all the way through. One last time. Can you soften, not tense, not grind your teeth, soften your body and raise your legs towards the sky as you breathe in. Allow your body to flex your knees as your thighs and knees come towards your chest, and you exhale all the way through. Find your heels coming closer to your glutes. Breath in, inner thighs parallel to each other, feet and knees parallel towards each other. What are you really feeling? What is the intention of this movement for your body? Exhale. Are we able to even listen? So what is it in our heart? Can I allow myself to just gracefully observe softness of the heart? How much effort is that to really soften the heart as I exhale? And then lastly, extend your legs all the way towards the sky. Raise them, extend, breathing in. Allow your hands to come slowly towards the sides of your hips and blocks, towards the sides of your body, palms of the hands facing the ground. And you're going to bring your right leg to stay steady towards the ceiling while your left leg alone moves gently out towards the left side of your body. Only the left leg points towards the person on your left while your right leg stays tall. It doesn't mean that the knees extended. You can point the toes, you can flex the toes, you can flex the entire foot. Breathe in. Maybe your left tip of the toes touch towards the ground while your right leg remains tall towards the ceiling. When your body's ready, exhale, breathe. And so what does it feel like for my inner thighs, for my hip area? Am I comfortable on my lower back? Am I tensing through my elbows and shoulders? Exhale all the way through. And then the left leg is going to move directly forward in front of your body. So you can feel the edge of that left hip. You're moving the entire leg around the perfect edge of that head of the femur, right? The head of the thigh bone, and maintain your leg just parallel towards the ground. Do not touch the floor. Make the leg slowly stay parallel when your right leg remains tall. One last time, abdomen really flattens and raise the left leg towards the sky next to your right one. Breathe in, exhale all the way through. Allow your left leg to inhale tall and your right leg to slowly drop all the way towards the right side of your body. Stretch that right leg. If you're looking at me, you see that I don't have enough room, so I have to flex my right knee, but doesn't mean that your right leg should be flexed. Maintaining as long and stretch as your body allows it. And breathe in with your left leg tall towards the ceiling. And exhale. You feel the passive extension, right? Gravity in itself is allowing not to force extension, not to force flexibility on that right leg, but its own weight allows that right leg to stretch out. And the belly and the back and the shoulders are steady. The jaw is steady. The neck is softened into the ground. When the body is ready, exhale all the way through. Inhaling to gain strength. And then move slowly as you exhale the right leg around the edge of the right hips, right? You're going to follow that right hip until the right leg extends in front of your body. And you breathe in, left leg is tall. Exhale, feel that right leg through the front of the pelvic area as your body exhales. Slowly empty through and raise your right leg towards the sky as you're inhaling all the way towards the ceiling, next to each other. Allow both knees to bend and place your feet on the ground, exhaling. Allow the toes, the soles of your feet to place into the floor, the feet to be about hip distance from each other, and let your heels be comfortable on the ground. That is not the toes receiving the weight, but is the heels of your feet. And your abdomen is strong, your heels stay steady to the ground, and then gently with your elbows, with the back of the shoulders into the floor, you're going to gently press on the legs and raise your hips off the block, and feel that your hips are coming taller by tucking the shoulder blades under the chest, under you, so the triceps, the elbows are pressing to the ground, and you raise the hips and your belly flattens and you feel your rib cage widen. One more time, toes and feet and knees and thighs aligned. One inhalation, deep breath. And then drop slowly your hips into the blocks. Exhale. You can adjust the position of your hips, of your shoulders, of your spine, of your hands, of your arms, of your lower back. One more time. Breathe in. And exhale all the way through. Feet are strong into the floor. We're going to prepare one more time. Elbows come closer as if you're just preparing your shoulders to, again, tuck under your chest, heels into the ground, and raise your hips off the floor. Deep breath in. And use your thighs, use your glutes, and hold gently the movement of the hips. It's not the neck, it's not the back of the head pressing, it's not the knees either. Your heels are on the ground deeply. One last long deep breath. Feel your rib cage really widening, and then exhale, drop your hips, shoulders, release slowly. We're going to repeat one more time. Just feel it. You gain the feeling, you gain the, again, awareness of those muscles. What does it feel like from your right and left hip, your toes, your knees? Your body exhales kindly when your body's ready. With your hands slowly again coming closer, maybe holding the edges of your yoga mat, and then raise your hips slowly off the ground. 2 more breaths. Not your neck, not the back of your head, just hips off the back blocks. Last long deep breath in. Allow your hands to softly move the blocks away from under the hips, and then rest the entire back on the ground and let your body exhale. Let the blocks rest to the sides of your body. Allow your shoulder blades to flatten. Feel your hands coming gently outside the hips, outside the shoulders, outside the head, above the head area, whichever is most comfortable, and let your body inhale, allowing the knees to contract, to allow kindly your right hand to bring it over both legs, shins, knees. Wrap your right hand around your both legs and move the knees and thighs closest to your chest, to roll the knees to the right side of your body as you exhale. Breathe kindly out to the right, and your knees and feet and legs move all the way to the right. Your shoulder, the elbow slowly touches the ground. Feel your body exhale, maybe closest to the floor if not touching. If the left shoulder tends to come off the ground, let your knees adjust so you're not raising and tensing that left shoulder or elbow or hand. Adjust your left hand, bend your elbow if needed, shift it into the direction that you need to. Allow it so enough movement and flow of blood enters into that left side. And as the body exhales, slowly empty through. Inhale very gently, inner thighs and knees towards each other. Exhale all the way out and contract knees against the abdomen and chest, bringing your legs slowly over your abdomen, over your chest. Exhale, exhale, inhaling, and move your knees as your left arm then wraps over your legs, shins, thighs. Move your legs tight towards your rib cage, towards the left side of your body, and drop them. And maybe your knees are one on top of each other or closest. Doesn't mean touching. And your exhalation empties your right shoulder blade into the ground. And so how do we maintain focus, right? The ideal of a yogi is not to be in the Himalayas, in a cave, where it's maybe, deprived from all commodities of modern world, but maybe it's a lot easier to not be distracted by all the external things that happen in this world. The challenge of a practitioner of yoga is that we live within all these challenges. Many times is compared by the example of a lotus flower. Those lilies that come from very muddy, very murky water many times. And then from that murky water, from a floating leaf, seemingly, with floating roots in the middle of all that wetness and murkiness, there's a very fragrant and beautiful flower that opens up a few inches above the surface. And that's exactly where we need to be, not in the water, but not in the world and in all these stimuli, but above it. Can we stay still living in it and from it, but not off it? And I allow my exhalation to slowly empty, and maybe my hands and my legs slowly round and contract and bring them into my chest and abdomen. And I bring my legs over my thighs and I feel my body exhale and I feel my shoulders. Can I allow my body to slowly exhale here into this position while my torso allows a gentle extension of the spine from the tailbone to the head, and maybe my legs are slowly lifted towards the sky because I'm using my hands behind my hamstrings, behind my knees, behind my feet, behind my ankles, and I pull gently my legs slowly over the line of my belly, the line of my ribs, the line of my shoulders. And so what does it feel like to bring the legs over? Maybe the toes past the line of my throat and my head, and I feel my body exhaling into this position. Allow a full exhalation that you're emptying through this position, that your neck and shoulders are released when the body is ready. Maybe we want to attempt something very gently, not forcing, not doing anything that is not comfortable for your body, especially your neck and vertebrae column, but maybe your hands come slowly and raise your hips. So your hands come from under your glutes, under your hips, bending the elbows, and your hips raise a little bit, and your hips come off the ground, and your feet and legs keep moving over your torso as if your toes were to touch the ground, and your hands come slowly under your kidney, under your hips, and your legs keep moving towards the wall behind me, towards the space above my head. And so what happens to the front? What happens to the back? Can I use a soft exhalation to release tension? And where is any resistance or tension built? Do I feel it on my hamstrings? Do I feel it on my knees? Can I soften my neck? Can I release my shoulder blades? Can I press with my thighs towards my abdomen? Is that even available for my body? Never come off this position too quickly. Never rush out of this pose. Can I allow my body to exhale last 2 times? So what does it mean for the body to stretch the spine this way? Can I find my last exhalation, feeling that your body moves from your gut, bending the knees, allow your feet to retract, your hands walk around your glutes, your thighs to place softly, not to raise my head. My head remains onto the floor. My hips release towards the ground. My feet slowly come towards the floor. My legs extend all the way in front of the body and let my spine lengthen, stretching my legs out, allowing my arms to soften. Breathe gently into this position. For the first time, giving a full opportunity for the vertebrae column to extend completely. So what does it feel like for the shoulders to widen and dig deeper towards the ground? Can I allow my feet and toes and legs to lengthen away from the hips and toes? and knees, as we know, aligned with the rest of the leg direction. Can I allow my right and left hand to maybe come over my chest and hug my body as if my fingers were reaching towards the shoulders, towards the triceps, towards the shoulder blades, and I give myself a deep, deep hug. So my spine lengthens and my jaw draws in, and I can feel the openness of my back, of my shoulder blades, and I exhale. Sinking belly, chest. One more time, breathing in. And exhale one more time from the abdomen to my chest. Can I really listen to that one more time? Inhale. And then exhale, soften hands and elbows and shoulders, switch them in the opposite direction. The opposite arm crosses over first, and I reach for my elbows, for my triceps, for my shoulders, from my shoulder blades, my fingers under the shoulder blades, and then expand as I breathe in. So my shoulder blades open and my neck is long. Exhale to sink in, to really move those ribs, to really move the shoulder muscles one more time. Exhale one last time. Can I feel my breath entering? And exhale, release. And invite my hands and arms to release, my neck to soften, moving my head maybe from left to right a little bit to release any tension, to move my feet as windshield wipers from left to right. So my thighs and knees soften, my hips relax. And my body stays into Shavasana position for a few seconds. What is the most comfortable position? Sometimes I need to flex one knee. Sometimes I need to extend my legs very wide. Sometimes they're closer towards each other. My hands in the same way. Sometimes they're better resting on my hips, on my belly, on my ribs. Sometimes my hands are wider and broader and easier. Maybe the blocks help to rest the back of my hands, and I rest the back of my wrists and hands onto the block. So have a little bit of rest onto those fingers and elbows and forearms. Maybe I can feel my jaw drawing in towards the ground, so my spine lengthens, and without expecting anything, without really asking for anything, right? Spiritual intelligence is so much wiser than any other IQ or any other reading that we can do, is trusting that internal wisdom that lives and powers our soul. And that for a few seconds, a thought of gentleness, a thought or an image that I can draw in my head of what it feels when my life, when my actions, when my thoughts, when my words are of service. When I can simply let go of all that ego, all those things that distract me. And I am able to rest, to really recover, to even remember who I really am. my body is able to become this useful instrument through which I can live every experience of my life without forgetting who I really am inside. Last few breaths, make them significant. Do they really mean to exchange and cleanse my body and my mind and my intentions to purify my heart? Very, very gently. Start re-engaging toes and feet and fingers and hands. Maybe I'm flexing my legs through my knees and I can feel my elbows and shoulders move and I can find my body just flattening. Maybe I'm able to roll my body on its side and I can feel my body coming into field pose and really take a time or a second to rest on my shoulder, elbow, arm, or my block. So my head rests and my knees bend and I curl my spine as if we're just like a little baby in the mother's womb, which is really what we do with every yoga practice, right? We rejuvenate, we are rebirthing, we are having this opportunity to clear and cleanse and have that internal healing. And so every movement as we come off from the fetal pose, as we come up, is about reliving or reborn, becoming brand new with a clean slate of opportunity to allow ourselves to be exactly what we have remembered to be. Allowing then the top hand and leg to move, to press into the ground, to invite the body to slowly come into sitting pose, to take opportunity to re-engage, to sit as gently or as deeply or acutely as your body needs to be into sitting pose, to take your legs open, your legs forward, one leg's flex, both legs bent, it doesn't matter, right? It's not about the form. And maybe we take a second to just focus into our brow chakra, into our third eye, into that point right in the center of our forehead, connecting to our nose. And the arms and the hands and the shoulders drop slowly to the sides of your body. And then with just focus, without having to move the eyeballs, without having to lose sight of that point, we exhale and we raise the arms wide to extend towards the sky with the palms of hands touching, the elbows bend, and the thumbs come slowly to the heart center into prayer pose. And so again, the yoga teaches that the only thing worth really asking for is for the ability for us to get to understand what love is. We create the environment of harmony, body's harmonious, our thinking is harmonious. We create a sense of peace. We create a sense of understanding our own truth, right? That introspection. But most importantly, it's all because we want to come back to really re-encounter that vibration of selfless, divine, not material, divine love. Oh, Rochelle is there.